All right, today's going to be a little review from Algebra 1 on polynomials. So I'm hoping this lesson goes really, really fast. It goes with P4. Again, those are those introductory ones. So this should be hopefully clearing some cobwebs and making sure you're ready for the next section. All right, so the first thing I want to talk about is polynomials. It could be a single term. It could be a sum of multiple terms. Containing variables with whole number exponents. So a good example is down here. All right, so we have those whole number exponents, and this is the sum or difference of multiple terms. If you're trying to find the degree of a polynomial, it's the greatest degree of all the terms. So here, my greatest degree, if I put this in standard form, I'm going to put negative x, 4x to the fourth, plus 3x squared. So standard form means countdown. Plus 14. If you put it in standard form, again, it should be the one out front. But in this case, my degree would be a degree of 4. So it's a degree is 4. Again, it's whatever your highest degree is. So I have a squared, I have a 4, and I have a 0, right? Because technically x to the 0 is 1. So that would be a 0 degree. And it's whatever the highest one is. We're also going to talk about monomial, binomial, trinomial. After that, it doesn't have anything special about it. It's just a polynomial. Monomial means one term, so like 3x. Two terms, 3x plus 4. Or 3 terms is trinomial, which is what we're looking at down here. We have 1, 2, 3 terms when it's all simplified. So you would call this a 4th degree trinomial. So that's just a little naming and understanding how to name them. All right, we're going to be adding and subtracting. Adding's pretty straightforward. You're just combining like terms. So we have negative 17x cubes plus 16x cubes. So we have negative 1x cubed. We have 4x squared minus 3x squared gives me 1x squared. We have negative 11x plus 3x. It's negative 8x. And we have negative 5 minus 15 more makes negative 20. And we're done. So adding is just combining like terms. Now, if you can do the subtraction without writing it out, that's fine. But understand this minus sign distributes to everything in here. So it's 13x cubes minus negative, right, becomes plus 7x cubes. So if you can do that, that's fine. My advice to prevent any mistakes is we're going to rewrite this. 7x plus 1. And we're going to go ahead and just distribute to just make it all addition anyway, right? Make it like an addition. So minus negative becomes plus 7x cubes, minus 2x squared, minus negative becomes plus 5x. It just makes it reduces the risk of messing up, okay? So we have 13 plus 7 makes 20x cubed. We've got negative 9 minus 2 more makes negative 11x squared. We've got negative 7 plus 5 makes negative 2x. And then 1 minus 9 makes negative 8. And you are done. So adding and subtracting is just combining like terms. Be careful with subtraction. Make sure you distribute. All right. After adding and subtracting comes multiplying. I'm hoping this is all kind of old news. You distribute to everything in there. So 5x times 3x squared gets me 15x cubed. 5x times negative 5x gets me negative 25x squared. 5x times 4 gets me 20x. So we did 5 times all that stuff. Now we're going to do negative 2 times all that stuff. Negative 2 times 3x squared gets me negative 6x squared. Negative 2 times negative 5 gets me plus 10x. Negative 2 times 4 gets me negative 8. And then once you've done all that, you do want to put it back in standard form, right? Highest degree comes first. And you want to combine all your like terms. So 15x cubed, right? And then negative 25 minus 6 more is negative 31x squared. 20x's plus 10x's makes 30x, and minus 8 on the end. So we have a third degree polynomial as our answer. Next one is actually a little bit easier than the first example 2. But we're going to go ahead and do it. 7x times 4x gets me 28x squared. 7x times negative 3 gets me negative 21x. Negative 5 times 4x gets me negative 20x. And negative 5 times negative 3 gets me positive 15. So we just did a FOIL there. If you want to use the area model, that's good as well. Again, you want to put it back in standard form and you want to combine any like terms. So 28x squared is my highest degree. That's going to come out front. Negative 21 and negative 20 make negative 41x plus 15. So it looks like my answer is going to be a second degree trinomial. All right, next one. 2y cubed times 2y cubed gets me 4y to the, remember when you multiply you add y to the 6th. 2y cubed times 5 gets me 10y cubed. Negative 5 times 2y cubed gets me negative 10y cubed. Negative 5 times negative, or positive 5 gets me plus, oops, just kidding. Let me get that eraser. Try that again. Negative 5 times positive 5 gets me negative 25. All right, and then combine like terms, 4y to the 6th. Notice what happens here. All right, 10y cubed minus 10y cubed, they're going to cancel out. And the reason that happens, if you look back to the original problem, notice how you have that plus and the minus. This was difference of squares. All right, this was difference of squares. So hopefully you can see that and you can kind of shortcut it for yourself. But if not, FOIL always works and you can just FOIL it out. It would save you time if you saw the plus and the minus and you realized that those will cancel out. Next one, 5y minus 6 times itself. So 5y times 5y is 25y squared. 5y times negative 6 is negative 30y. Negative 6 times 5y is negative 30y again. Negative 6 times negative 6 is positive 36. So here, when you combine negative 30y makes negative 60y. Again, what they're hoping you to see, they're hoping you see shortcuts here. So if you see that you're squaring something times itself, notice that inside term, those inside terms, just double. So again, they're hoping you can look at this and say, oh, it's going to be 25y squared. There's going to be a plus 36. And then there's also going to be minus 30 and minus 30. There's going to be minus 60. So they're hoping you can kind of shortcut it for yourself. If not, no worries, FOIL it out. So sometimes there's multiple variables. If you're talking about degrees, you do find the degree of the whole thing. So we have a squared and a cubed, the degree is going to be 5. We have a 4 and a 2, the degree is going to be 6. This is to the first, so my degree is going to be 2. Y squared, my degree is 2. Here your degree is still 0. Right? X to the 0 is 1, which they don't show there. Your coefficients, You have a 7, a negative 17, a 1, a negative 6. Thought I was going to get no bells. And a 9. So just kind of talking about degrees when you have multiple variables. So the degree of this polynomial would be your highest, which was 6. Okay, your highest, which was 6. So 4 plus 2 got us 6. So just kind of, talking before, it's right there, degree of 6. Adding and subtracting, same concept, you only combine like terms. Again, with that negative, I would distribute just to prevent any silly mistakes. So I'm going to copy this down. Minus x cubed. Minus negative becomes plus 6x squared y. Minus y cubed. And then combine like terms from there. So this one, when you're putting it in that standard form, they're usually going to count down a variable. So we're going to start with our x cubes. We got x cubed minus x cubed. They actually go away. So after our x cubes, we go to our x squared. So we have negative 4x squared y and 6x squared y. So negative 4 plus 6 gets me 2x squared y. Then we go to x. So 5xy squared. Oh, that's it. 5xy squared. There's nothing to combine. And then we'll go to our no x's, right? 2x's, 1x, no x. So we got negative y cubed, and negative y cubed makes negative 2y cubes. So here, if you want to talk about degrees, 2 and 1 make 3. 2 and 1 make 3. Y cubed, so the degree is 3. And last but not least, just some multiplying with multiple variables. So here, 7x times 3x is 21x squared. 7x times negative y makes negative 7xy. They'll always put them in alphabetical order. Negative 6y times 3x gets me negative 18. Again, they're always going to put them in alphabetical order, so we're going to call it xy. I know it's tempting to put yx. And then negative 6y times negative y gets me plus 6y squared. And we're going to combine our like terms. So we have 21x squared, negative 7xy minus 18 more makes negative 25xy. And 6y squared comes on the end here. Alright, so we have a trinomial with a degree of 2. Alright, 1 and 1 make 2, 2, 2, everything's 2. Alright, get your homework done. Hopefully that was a little review.